Many of us were very certain that we were never going to hear anything about Ansu Fati in this summer again, after knowing that Barcelona wanted to secure his continuity at this club and also with Ansu Fati also wanting to stay. We saw that Ansu Fati has improved on an individual level during the preseason. He just looks much more fit. There's that extra spark in his runs. He's much more focused. He can score goals. And we even saw him take other positions. Like at one point we saw him play as a left back and drop deep, and also drop deep as a number 10 by going into the areas of Frankie de Jong to receive the ball and progress play. Now, in my opinion, I don't always want to see Ansu Fati doing stuff like this, like for him to drop deep in those areas. I want him to reserve his energy to finish the attacks in the final third. I think that is where you can get the best from Ansu, is to preserve the energy and just use that in the last phase of the attack, because he is a goal scorer. That is what he's meant for, to score a lot of goals. This is a player that is capable to score 30 to 35 goals per season. Now, unfortunately for us and for Barcelona and for Ansu Fati, it has not been the case because of his injuries, but it seems like everything is going in the correct route, and that is why we do see a future with Ansu Fati in it. But this type of progression with the club did not stop other clubs. Like for example, Arsenal have made a bid for Ansu Fati, and it has been said that they were willing to give Ansu Fati a good economical offer by giving him maybe 15 million euros, 16 million euros a season or something like that. There wasn't a definitive number that was reported, but I'm just guessing, right? It's probably going to be much more than what he earns at Barcelona. And Arsenal were also willing to bid something huge for Barcelona and pay a huge fee, so maybe around 60 to 70 million euros. Arsenal do have the funds. It's just that they're very careful on where they do place those funds. And I saw how Arsenal did play against Manchester City. They played phenomenal, by the way. They were the winners of the Community Shield, but it seems very clear that the reason why Arsenal do want Ansu is to be that rotator for either Kai Havertz or Martinelli, who plays on the left wing. Ansu Fati can play in both of those positions. I can see why they would be interested. And so with PSG, right, being the other team that was willing to offer something huge for Ansu and for Barcelona, they were also very interested. So there were big buyers, and of course with Barcelona's economical situation, they were always willing to listen, but in the end they all came into one conclusion: Ansu Fati will not be going anywhere. Even with Javi Miguel, he did state that Ansu Fati could follow in Dembele's footsteps. The operation is open and it would allow to generate income and fair play to go for Bernardo Silva and Foyth, in addition to bringing Vitor Roque now. So even with that being said, right, Barcelona know that there is benefits with letting go of Ansu, but they want to keep him because they are a big believer in him, and Ansu Fati does not want to listen to any offers. It says here, according to Sport, that there is no Ansu Fati case at all. Barcelona and the player continue to receive important offers, but the folder is closed no matter what, and no matter how much it does benefit them. Fati only wants to succeed at Barcelona, and the club assures that they will respect his will. He will play for Barcelona next season, and so that is going to be the stance. We have heard Joan Laporta and Xavi Hernandez multiple times to the media say that Ansu Fati is going to be staying, and so we should not be worried about his potential exit. It's not going to happen. I do think that Ansu Fati is part of the conversation of being in the starting 11. I still think that Gavi will be starting on the left side. It's just that Ansu Fati will be seeing much more minutes in the upcoming season compared to the previous one because of his form. So now let's talk about Dembele. And many have been like questioning what has been taking so long for Dembele to leave. And remember how I had that theory about maybe PSG considering of swapping Neymar and Dembele? That was wrong. Like I did say, that was just a theory. I was just speculating, but that was wrong. It has been completely ruled off, and we know that because it has been reported that the reason why it has been taking long is because Barcelona don't know if they actually want to give up the 25 million euros of the 50 million euros they will be receiving by PSG, and that is the reason why the deal has been stalled. It says here, according to Fabrice Hawkins, that Dembele has been called up to the training sessions by Barcelona today, and yes, there is an agreement between PSG and Dembele, but Barcelona want more than just 25 million euros, on which there is no agreement yet. Hence, Barcelona have not sent the documents so far, and so in a way it seems like Barcelona are being petty and they're taking their time on this whole operation, and they're saying, okay, like if Dembele is going to be leaving, they're going to be working on our time, and we're also going to be considering on renegotiating this deal that we did before last year. We don't want to give the other 25 million euros in commissions for the agent and for Dembele. We need to get the most out of this deal. And so yes, it is true that Dembele did attend today's training session. He was seen with Frankie de Jong and also with the other players. He literally just came back from Paris, and Xavi Hernandez has given the approval for him to work with the players. He was not training individually, and that's usually what happens when a player is about to move to a different club, is that they train individually and they're no longer in the environment of being with the other players. But in this case, he was with the players. Xavi has granted him a huge favor. And it says here, according to Sport, that Barcelona wants to buy time in the Dembele file, as they prefer to send him to Al Hilal. They offer up to 100 100 million euros a year for Dembélé, as well as a higher transfer fee to Barcelona, which could exceed 50 million euros in total. So that is another reason why Barcelona is taking so long, is because one is because they don't want to share the revenue, and two, they see another offer coming from Saudi Arabia, and we know that Saudi Arabia is always willing to put the money on the table, and Barcelona are going to be working in their best interest. Dembélé does have the possibility of receiving 100 million euros a year, which is going to make him one of the top highest paid players in Saudi Arabia, and Barcelona will also be getting their benefit, which would be more than 50 million euros, something that they are fighting for as of now with the agent. So I'm pretty sure that Barcelona is trying to persuade the player and the agent and say, hey, look, there's more money over there, right? There's a reason why you guys want to leave us, is because you guys are seeing the bigger bag at PSG. But let me tell you guys, there's also a bigger bag compared to PSG at Saudi Arabia, and you guys could be receiving even more by those clubs over there. So why not go over there and we'll figure something out? So this is like 4D chess coming from Mateo Alemán. But in the end, it is very sad to see this, because I think that every relationship has been destroyed by the parties of Dembélé and on Barcelona's side. Barcelona is working on their best interest. The agent is also working on their best interest. Dembélé is working on his best interest. Saudi Arabia is also working on their best interest. Everybody is working on their best interest. And when you have parties like that working on their best interest and not looking for the best deal for the player alone, you do get a huge mess. So let's thank the agent, right, for starting this whole fire. It all began with him saying, I demand for my client Dembélé to receive 20 million euros a season, or else we're going to be going somewhere else. And Barcelona obviously were not going to give him that amount. There was just no way. Dembélé did not have the correct resume to be asking for stuff like this. I'm sure that Barcelona can give out 20 million euros a season, but they want to see the results first, and Dembélé did not do that yet. Maybe if the agent allowed Dembélé to stay here for another year under Xavi Hernandez, which will be his third season in charge, maybe this could have been the season for him where he could have scored potentially 15 goals and provide 20 assists. Then you have the right to say, okay, my client deserves to have 20 million euros because he is bringing success to this club, and we also won multiple trophies while he was involved in it. Then everything will change. Then I will have a different approach to this conversation too. Because if Dembélé was providing those type of numbers and Barcelona were saying no, I would have been like, Barcelona, are you crazy? Laporta, are you crazy? Mateo Alemán, are you crazy? This is one of your most important players. They need to be fed the correct amount, right? I would have been on Dembélé's side, but because we all know that Dembélé has under-delivered, there is no reason for Barcelona to overpay at all. Barcelona is not a club that can get screwed over no more. And so at the moment, it just seems like Joan Laporta and Mateo Alemán are just tired of this whole process. They're willing to let go of Dembélé no matter what. They don't care if they seem like they're working on their best interest by listening to the offers of Saudi Arabia and giving out that offer from Saudi Arabia to Dembélé and the agent, because again, they don't care. They're just saying, hey, look, we present you this offer, they have more money, just go there. Everybody will be richer after this operation is over, and that is basically it, because that is what the agent was looking for in the first place. And so again, it's a huge mess. We'll see how things do evolve. It's very surprising to see that Dembélé has been involved in the training sessions of Xavi Hernandez earlier today on Sunday. But again, whatever updates do happen with Dembélé and with Ansu Fati, we will be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.